now together, looking for another opportunity as Chovy no flash, and there's a Rune Prison. Hookshot does come on forward as Evan tanking up the turret for so long, and they do manage to get that first blood, but man, that was pretty close, and Duro is able to get that kill so far. And aiming with full control of this bottom lane right now, I think that means KT should be able to take this without too much of a response from Gen.G.
With Infernal and Cloud already not available.
It's got to be a Mountain Soul, right? Some smoke and mirrors and try and get that extra damage. And so therefore, like, being able to get that health bar back could be good, as Duro going to get kicked back here by Cuz. BDD looking for an angle, but Duro does have that Inspire, but there is the Rune Prison. And unfortunately, Duro not able to macro. This is looking like some round one macro that we saw from KT, which was a lot cleaner. BDD able to cheat that Realm Warp over to the other side of the wall. The Gen.G do make it out, another kick, but a great snare from Chovy. Flashes, so the Resonating Strike doesn't work. The Overwhelm not going to be enough, but Canyon will be able to shut down Effort. Cuz now taking a lot of damage, has to flash it out of the way, and the train coming on over. Keen not able to hit anyone, but Canyon gets over that wall. Great satchel there from aiming to try and keep Cuz alive, but it does not work.
Now Perfect's trying to be annoying here.
Do they, like, KT are just interrupting backs all over the place. Duro is just dead. Yeah, really clean.
For the Scion to go back, knows it's an easy target, and now they can just look for this tower. It's satchel range for aiming right now.
Yep, he is able to just blow that one up immediately.
But maybe after the scrying trinket came down, he just knew he was kind of dead.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be many options to get him out of that one, as Keen, once again, having to use that ultimate very defensively here towards this bottom side. And this Serpent Spang really doing some work for Perfect as well to cut down that Soul Furnace. Is now Cuz moving in, just going to get knocked up by that Q, but gets the kickback onto the Scion. Keen fully separated from his team, but the rest of them are moving in. Mega Inferno Bomb going to be enough to shut him down, but there goes Effort as well. And the Zombie Scion is actually doing a fair bit of work here, as Cuz will be able to finish him off in the end. A 1-for-1 top laner for support.
Yeah, we keep comparing Homewood from yesterday to today with Higlights and KT, but they're playing the map.
Oh,
really
BDD just going to walk over, gets the Crescent Guard out of Canyon, who decides to go back in. Flash out from Perfect to avoid Chovy's damage, which is really starting to stack up. Still, KT just going to move back looking for Soul Point.
Yeah, some oversteps there. Cost Perfect his flash in that situation.
A lot of his health bar as well, as he's looking to take down this red buff. Ruler on the minefield, needs to be very, very careful, as in goes Keen once again. Hextech Ultimatum holds him in position, but Keen's already starting to be a bit difficult to get through, and Gen.G are going to be able to move themselves over. Aiming caught off to the side, but my god, the damage from this Ziggs is absolutely absurd. And yeah, Duro is probably dead if he gets hit by that one. Keen already taken down. It's BDD that locks up that kill, but now Canyon in this pit. It's steal from Cuz! Mega Inferno Bomb, and everyone is dead! It's only Ruler left alive, and the Realm Warp will secure his fate. Is that a Quadra for aiming it? Predicting for them. It is going to be this inner turret falling down. And it's a best of 5, ladies and gentlemen. We might be getting a little bit too far ahead of ourselves, but KT are looking absolutely phenomenal here. And sometimes, you know, like, if someone took the test and you could watch it the day before, why not just copy it? You know, it's the same exam as now Cuz is going to have his ride stopped there a little bit as Shelly is taken down, so not able to get another charge.
It makes you wonder, during these 2 weeks, I mean, KT and HD win drawn against each other. May have been.
Hey, that's a good point. As now Keen separated once again. A great satchel as well to make sure that this Scion is just completely disconnected from the rest of his a dead turret. If aiming wants it, and there it goes.
Aiming has just been
the
dominating.
thing as well is that they saw yesterday's games, right? But the Camille wasn't denied from the Ziggs. And Evans had a great game as well, as now Duro caught out of position, just slammed into the wall and taken down. Canyon could also be in trouble as well. Crescent Guard trying to keep him okay, but it's a great satchel charge, and Cuz goes in. Now Keen gets over the wall, and they do manage to lock down Effort. But now Keen could be in an awkward spot. Perfect over the wall here. There's a shock blast being deflected by Chovy. That is all they're going to be able to. Some of them hitting. Doing
almost
a fair bit of work.
5,000 damage from the Ziggs already.
Oh dear, Effort not actually able to move in, and that is Chovy finding the pick off. It's a solo in the end, actually, is now BDD fighting against Canyon as Ruler moves over. Keen going to be taken out. There goes Duro as well. And BDD's able to Realm Warp his way back to his teammates. That is going to be the steal of the Drake going over to Gen.G, denying the soul.
Right. So something they have to keep in mind in these extended poke wars.
Effort? is absolutely a secret agent. Hook shots towards Canyon here. Hextech ultimatum, nowhere for him to go. And down goes the Xin Zhao Crescent Guard. Just barely not off cooldown just yet as, my God, thank goodness for a rebuttal out of Chovy.
And honestly, thank goodness that Aiming's ult wasn't up yet, because I was looking for the cooldown. Level 16 now hit.
Well,
This
now it's up.
Insane.
And it's very big. That is a big Inferno Bomb. I think Mega's probably a good enough word. As, all right, Aiming taking a lot of damage from Ruler, though. Mega Inferno Bomb does nothing if you're dead. As there's a Rune Prison onto Keen. They're trying to dissuade the engage from the Scion. And Effort looking for an angle once again. Chovy looking to find him once again, and he will be able to do so. Pop goes the Camille. All right, Chovy knows his job. Just kill him so that he can't do anything. His Cuz gonna have to safeguard his way out of there, but Ruler looking a little worse for wear.
Bucket belt away, but ends up chunked. And then here, Chovy fishing for damage on an Effort.
Oh, Canyon.
Canyon low again.
Does have Crescent Guard this time around, though. Mega Inferno Bomb will get it out of him. And that trade of ultimates might work out here for Aiming, unless he just dies. Satchels himself away, this time holds onto it. And KT, they do manage to push Canyon back once again. They get his ultimate, but is that enough to get them a good position here in this game? As the train says no, Aiming having to flash to get himself out. Keen takes a lot of damage. It is otherwise going to be fine, and this is the price that Gen.G has to pay with BDD towards that bottom side. There's a kickback on Duro, and the flash in from Effort to lock down Chovy. The it doesn't quite work, as there is Aiming grabbing the kill, but it's a double for Chovy. And now BDD in this backline looking to make his way, and they take out Keen, and Canyon just dives on top, and down goes the Rise. Gen.G writing a new script for this matchup this time, as Mega Inferno Bomb does come in. And wait,
Smite and his Elise in, so we'll see if he can approach and try and get a steal. They're trying to stop him. Ruler's getting damage down onto him.
Teleport in from Aiming to try and offer that poke damage forward, cuz not going to get into the Baron Pit just yet. They do get the information, as there's a Satchel just to be annoying. Effort's moved his way over. This is getting a little dicey as the rebuttal now. He's in the pit! Gets into the pit, but does go down. He takes down. Oh, there was no smite in that pit for a moment because Canyon was killed. But it is going to be Gen.G that secured in the end, thanks to Ruler. Chovy now has a very 1 second's time. KT having to make their way through a lot of warded brush. Oh, could be very scary.
Again. Yeah, no flash, but he's been spotted.
Yeah, on that control ward as the rest of KT are able to protect him.
Another
catch in exactly the same spot. This time Perfect goes down, and Cuz is going to be singled out as well. Down to the GA as in goes Effort onto Chovy, looking to try and lock him up as Aiming still relatively safe. Gets another minefield down, and my God, the Ziggs damage is disgusting, but it's Ruler that just circumnavigates him, takes down BDD. Aiming should be going, and it's a triple for Ruler. If it's not Chovy, it's Ruler in this game.
And they managed to find the fight again. Chovy with the massive pick. No engage. It doesn't matter when Chovy is there to take out these key members of KT.
And a 6,250 Red Bull Baron power play
against these threats, because if either can go down, Gen.G are in such a bad spot. Effort.
Oh yeah, caught out of position. Does manage to get the hook shot stun onto Keen, but he still flashes. Now the Satchel is going to get Canyon even closer to the carries. Hextech ultimatum comes on over. They're going to try and kill the Xin Zhao, and they do manage to take him out there. Cuz might just fall as well, though. And True Shot Barrage separates Effort from his life force, and KT gonna have to back away licking their wounds.
I feel like
he's gonna move down towards this bottom side, wants to try and break open the base, I guess, in the meantime, as the Dragon is gonna be going over to Gen.G. A third Ocean, not exactly the most valuable, as Effort, I mean, that's a dangerous place to be going back, but now, seeing whether maybe they can get a catch onto Ruler, he cancels the back, but Duro's still there, Canyon's still there. And KT unable to lock him down. Still teleport back from Keen, and now it's KT. Oh, no! He almost just killed him, and he did! Oh, BDD gonna have some choice. The ultimate betrayal. As Effort is now gonna try and make up for it by trying to take down Keen here. Mega Inferno Bomb is gonna be avoided. And KT want to make a cross map. They are gonna be able to take down this tower in the mid lane. That will go down very quickly, thanks to Aiming. Not quite able to get the crystalline overgrowth for this bottom inhibitor turret. Oh, perfect. Keen now gonna get tagged here. Does manage to ult to avoid getting kicked back. That was nicely done. Mega Inferno Bomb onto only a Scion, who looks like his health bar is going up. True Shot Barrage is going to sail over the top of them, and it's Effort that goes down. Yeah, Keen is immortal now.
He's so tanky, and effort is paper. Now, though, they're looking for them.
Yeah, looking for an angle here towards Canyon. It's Cuz that dives on top of him. Perfect should be able to help take down the Xin Zhao, and there it is, down to his GA.
Guys, the
and
base.
KT are now also trying to take down Keen. Ruler and Chovy, though, they have all the damage, and they're going to say, you can have Keen.
Guys, they're ending the game. They're ending the
we
game.
are going to win the game. Exactly right. Nexus turret number 2 going to go down, and they have so much damage. Aiming makes it back to watch as his Nexus goes poof. And Gen.G will go up 1-0 in the series.
So much happened in that game.
Not going to be the angle. Aiming is lurking, so he can maybe find a little bit of a dead.
There's no TP from Chovy. No one's near. He might just be dead.
Yeah, cease and desist is available. There is the Weaver's Wall. The ultimate does manage to buy a lot of space, but they just get back on top of him. Keen should be able to take down Cuz here, though. Oh, there it is, the 1-for-1. And it's a disaster for KT as Chovy moving up towards... as the Rumble did not manage to pick up the kills. So we're going to have a look at this from Keen's perspective.
So the big thing is buffering the ult from the Vi just means all the follow-up is missing. Like the equalizer, everything was over there where his original position was. All that damage missing.
From Chovy, though.
Wheeler still has no flash.
Oh, dear. There is the revisit, and down will go Ruler. It's a decent cleanse, but he is not going to live. Sometimes
that has so much impact in these early fights, and Keen still yet to complete his first item. We know that first item spike on the Ambessa, very significant. So they will end up picking the second dragon up and
down in this mid lane. And we've got Aiming in the top side this time around, trying to grab some plates up there. As there is the crash down, flash out from Duro, but he immediately gets encountered by Cuz, who is able to throw him towards the sky. There's the blast cone, but Effort gets into position. Dawning Shadow to try and keep Duro alive. He's still alive as the curtains were called. He's finally taken out, but it's just support for support.
I think they could have done a better job of blocking those Jhin bullets, if I'm going to be honest. Canyon.
I don't know. Akali's ultimate is a little bit of a different story. You dash anyway. That's all right, KT. Now looking to close in on Chovy here. Effort going to be moving on over. There's the Magna Storm to hold him in position. And he needs to get out of the way of the seismic shove. He does manage to pass that test, but now the curtains have been called. Oh my goodness. Dodges the last one though. We just need an auto from B2D and they do manage to take him down. Just not.
And yeah, moves Tibbers in front and just gets an auto to the head is enough. Now Canyon looking for perfect here.
Okay.
With no flash, this should be an easy dive.
Yep, Equalizer is going to come down, so they will at least be able to have perfect deal with the wave. Flash out from Keen to make sure that he doesn't die. As now he got a crash down from Effort to get over to a blast cone. And then to get pulled back by Duro and probably killed. There's a great seismic shove, though, as B2D comes over to save the day. And Deadly Flourish connects onto Chovy. It's a fair bit of damage there, is now Aiming. Wants to have another one of those Deadly Flourishes, but doesn't.
On the back of that play, did look like they were going to overcommit a bit onto Effort. Now looking for BDD. BDD has flash.
Well, the Tibbers is going to come down from the sky, and the Anchor is not going to steal the kill. That's going to go over to Chovy. So they're going to trade BDD for mid-outer turret.
I think BDD just has to flash their away defensively. The Tibbers was very telegraphed. That Chovy just is enough for them to say, we don't need this dragon. We can give it up. We can play for top instead.
Exactly what they're going to do. So first one for KT on the board as B2D might be targeted once again. And yeah, Canyon comes in, finds that Cyclone. As soon as it comes off the kill, the assists, and all of that turret money, he's feeling very good on this Ambessa.
Keen and Canyon are really strong, both of them. Especially when Canyon gets his second item, such a big spike for the Wukong.
Oh dear, this is just trading mid laners over and over again. Crash down from Effort is going to connect, and B2D is going to get some revenge. Cuz not going to go underneath the turret this time around. Now just going to come on over. Does manage to get the smite down onto Chovy. Cease and desist is up in 3 seconds time as Effort is going to move in as well. All right, how do we magic our way out of this one? As you don't. That's the answer, as he is just eliminated by Aiming.
This just feels...
And the outer and mid is so close to going down.
Yeah.
I'm going to say probably not worth, as KT did have a lead, and now they do not. This is going to help pull it back, but I think it'll be about 1,000 gold in Gen.G's favor regardless.
I think just so... Oh, TP coming in.
All right.
Trying to get in range of the Wukong.
Decent assist. Does manage to find him here as the Weaver's Wall comes on through. There's a public execution, though, as they're looking to try and get on top of Canyon, but he makes his way out to relative safety. Cuz's health bar is now too low. And the rest of KT, I think they're going to have to back away. Flash out from Perfect. No equalizer. And Keen is going to back away and let them live. Looks like Baron not going to be
gunning after Canyon, thinking if they get this jungle kill, they could maybe just go for the Baron.
It's just Tibbers and a depth charge. Gen.G also a little bit worse for wear as far as that is concerned. Great buffer, but now going to get tagged, and Duro gonna have to flash to get out of the way. That last shot blocked by Keen, and Duro gonna get barbecued by Perfect in the end. Did have to invest the equalizer for it though, as now Canyon could be in a little bit of trouble. Cuz trying to move himself out of the way as Chovy realizing that he has to teleport to get out of this one, and will be able to do that. So just a pick, but a lot invested. Jonah Strong does try and keep us on our toes. Canyon gets in there, Effort with the Shattering Strike. This is going to be a 50-50 most likely, but there's cease and desist, and Ruler doing so much damage with that Dawning Shadow. There is the steal from Canyon, and Cuz goes down as well. It's a disaster for KT, as, yeah, the Golden Flamethrower is also going to be removed. It's a double. She's going to become more and more of a problem already with 2 items completed. As Cuz looking for Duro once again. Cease and desist on to Ruler though, as I think they have done their homework, but the bear is going to come down from the sky, and Cuz able to get himself out of the way just now as Canyon moving on in. Dawning Shadow avoided there by the Vi, and Effort able to crash his way out of there. Man, the fancy footwork here from KT. Kind of working outside. Big shot pulls him back, and Keen gonna have to try and commit to this. They do manage to take down Effort, but now the depth charge onto Perfect comes in, and the curtains have been called. The decoy gonna block a lot of bullets, but Gen.G will be able to walk their way out. And it's a one. Exactly. Effort is now moving towards Keen, looking for a bit of an angle here as he doesn't find the Shattering Strike. There's the crash down as Public Execution not going to connect. Cuz trying to get himself out of there, but Canyon finds the backline. Aiming is just going to get executed by the Dawning Shadow. Decent flick there from PDD, but they've missed out on so much of their damage now. As KT, I mean, the equalizer did absolutely nothing, and now the Piercing Darkness from Ruler will be able to keep everyone safe. Gen.G just moving forward like a freight train.
Getting control of the area, just deny any chances of Cuz moving in and stealing this one. Duro's playing bouncer, as is Keen.
All right.
And this could just be solved for Gen.G as well. You can see Gen.G fully setting up around this Baron. They don't want to make it come down to an Elder Flip. Would rather set up this objective. With Ruler's range as well, so hard for KT to step up.
No Cyclone now, though, as that was used on BDD for not a whole lot of gain. Might be a bit of an angle, and KT, I think they think so too. Teleport comes in from BDD. Duro off to the side. Canyon with his Guardian Angel. Still up and at the ready. Gen.G looking for it here, as Cuz can always pull the trigger. BDD is the target they're looking for. The anchor goes wide, though. Deadly Flourish connects onto Duro. Is now Perfect, just throwing harpoons around, and Duro gets punched by Cuz. Equalizer, and Duro just walks up the whole way. Curtain call. Oh, the tippers! As max range, but it's a massive bear from the sky from Chovy. And it's now Keen able to dash around the battlefield. Cuz is wiped out. And it's only the bottom lane left for KT.
Just comes in and gets a humongous ult. And ultimate, which are big team fighting tools as well. So you're feeling great about this, continuing the siege. And the center with the rapid fire is a monster in these siege setups. The static shiv as well, very annoying to deal with.
Yep, you can see aiming, just walking incredibly slowly, trying to escape all of this, as Effort now at least has his health bar back. Chovy, oh my goodness, that stasis was absolutely absurd. Dash cannons to get himself out of the way. Dawning Shadow is going to be there, as now Effort very, very low. As Gen.G just settle back in to another siege scenario.
And Cuz doesn't ult, but he's now got no flash, so it's going to be hard to find a window. Ruler playing pretty aggressive.
Oh, has to flash.
That was something for KT. One. They're going to move back towards the Elder. KT, you have to rush in if they want to be able to contest this. I mean, it's only Canyon for now, so it's going slowly. They have to make some headway quickly.
Oh, well, the rest of Gen.G are still going to be here. The Public Execution right into the back line just manages to skewer aiming, and Keen is able to lock him down in the end as well. Perfect now trying to get something done. Goes gold in the last moment, but does nothing at all as far as damage. And now Chovy looking to try and prove it against BDD once again. This is going to be the inhibitor turret going down, and this should be the end of the game, and match point already for Gen.G.
Gen.G end up crushing KT there. They try and approach to contest the Elder, but they get decimated. Keen and Chovy absolutely on fire in this game, and BDD, last one alive on the Nexus, will stay alive, but the Nexus will not.
And man, the last game was KT off to a great start. This game really felt like...
Pick up for KT. Chemtech Dragon as well, so no Chemtech Soul feels pretty good.
Yeah, next one going to be a Cloud.
Target now, no flash, no ult.
Yeah.
Ruby can just go in, root him and self-ult, he's fine.
Wild Growth is there for effort, so maybe that's going to be an angle, but the Claw not going to be taken there, so Chovy just going to be back.
Just instantly gets cleansed. It's going to feel way worse for Chovy.
Oh, there is the Frozen Tomb. Claw actually doing a lot of work here as Canyon comes on over, ults for the finish. As Perfect does get a bunch of his health back there with the Kaldameek, but that is still going to be the kill.
Feeling pretty happy about this one.
Yeah, I think you'll smile at the cross map, as that is going to be aiming
but also
now.
Throw it down mid to force Gen.G to respond.
Because now just going to be throwing flags around, Effort taking a lot of damage from these little doggos.
Yeah, I gotta say Canyon is pretty farmed, pretty far ahead of Cuz. Level 12 on the Neferi.
Ooh, Chovy does get the circle down. There's a Cataclysm Wild Growth combo as Cuz immediately gets out of there. Interruption on the grand entrance is decent as the Frozen Tomb gets Mikhail's immediately, like you were talking about. Gen.G's health bar is just going lower and lower as there is the Featherstorm aiming, finds the Arc of Ruin, but it is not enough to get any kills. Still they push Gen.G away, but KT are also looking a little worse for wear, even if they do get control of the pit.
Crazy that no one died in that passage of play, but Gen.G getting focused down first. They're trying to contest this though. Canyon.
Yeah, dealt with the Slurkle. He's in here a little early, you could say, as now doesn't have the untarget ability. The teleport back in as Keen's coming on over. That is going to be the secure of the Drake from Gen.G. Denying that soul point from KT is now BDD looking for the Chovy angle as he gets the claw down, disappears. And now BDD wanting to find more. Is the Death Ray going to be there? The grand entrance just to be a hero. And he does save Chovy, but Duro dies in the process.
Now Keen and Canyon looking though.
Yep, Gravity Well does come on through here as Canyon bounces over the wall. The Gravity Field not doing much of anything at all as the Hyper Proc starting to come in, and maybe the KT overextension has begun as Chovy gets his immediate revenge, although he doesn't get an assist.
Trying to kill Chovy here. Duro goes for the heal and then shields. Oh
no, the aiming face check as, you know, he tried to press ult and barrier and stuff like that and get himself out of the way as there's the reset as Canyon looks for some daggers onto Effort, who almost to go.
Yeah, a good summon of the bin.
Oh, dear. Wait. Solidarity, I guess, from aiming support is Effort's my candy. I dropped my candy in that brush. Effort, could you go get it for me? As Chovy going to be able to claw his way out of here. That is going to be the tower falling down in mid lane and the whole map opening up. Two items are now done here for Ruler. And Chovy is just kind of messing with them, is what it looks like at the moment, as Canyon goes up into the sky to try and avoid the Arcane Storm, but BDD still doing a lot of damage here, as there's the knock up onto Duro. Cuz looking for the angle there, but he's got Battle Dance. I think Duro's going to be just fine.
I don't think Canyon is.
Canyon is. Yeah, I think he might just be very dead. As he throws some daggers around, there is a cute little polymorph, and that is BDD locking down the kill.
I feel like the Fury is one of these champions where you are now.
I'll see whether he can find it. Aiming on this dragon, charging up that Q quite nicely is Keen. He's got the Mega Narbar kind of working out for him as the Arcane Storm goes down onto Chovy. Cataclysm, but the Claw manages to get him out of there. And now the quickness has come on through. Duro looking for a bit of an angle, but he's very squishy. Gets knocked up. Perfect makes it into the back line. And down goes Keen for the first kill of the fight. Chovy makes his way forward, ults himself, and takes the dragon. And then breaks the arm guard, but is still not out of dodge just yet. Takes the claw. Now he is. Rule ults backwards for some reason. And now Perfect is the target. Kaldameek comes through, but now Ruler is going to get punished for that initial mistake. And KT are closing in. The Death Ray doesn't do it, but the Q does. And BDD may have just opened the door to a Baron attempt for KT.
A critical error from Ruler. The Featherstorm in the wrong direction allows KT to chase, to approach with no threat, and they manage to clean up the kills. And now looking for Canyon. If they can deny him, the Baron is free. They get some good pokes out on the BDD, and is that enough? Is it enough to ward them away from the objective?
Still biding his time, hasn't committed to moving on over. As BDD, be careful, he's going rogue. The rest of Gen.G now holding onto the Drake. They do not let it reset us now. The pre-dominus here from Perfect as he gets into the back of the pit. Duro going to be his target, at least for the moment, as Keen was looking to try and make his way in, but there is the Drake secured. That is soul point over to Gen.G. The flash out of his own Cataclysm for Cuz. But now the AoE flies forward. Aiming was free hitting. He gets ulted by Keen and then just dashes away. Flashes out, but it's the Lulu that goes down first. Aiming trying his best to get this damage down as he dashes in on top of Keen and then is immediately punished by Chovy. The double kill for the Lysandra, and KT, they still have BDD, there's still a lot of damage, but they've only gotten 1 kill so far in this fight. Canyon goes up into the sky, and Perfect and BDD, not enough to take him down.
Such a precarious fight there. Felt like Cuz's ultimate. The
being thrown at it as we speak, down to 50%. My goodness, they do a lot of damage. It's Cuz flagging a dragon towards Duro, as Chovy now holding Perfect in place. Will be able to get himself out of there. Effort is moving over. Does have the polymorph in hand. Let's see whether they can lock him down. The flash forward as Perfect looks to try and take him out, but he can buy so much time for himself. Frozen Tomb does come down, and there's a Ring of Frost as well as the rest of Gen.G. They're going to show up in time, and Perfect desperation as he dives forward. And now Keen takes matters into his own hands. A double for Ruler, who's yelling Penta, Penta, Penta. He'll take the triple, at least for now, as BDD and Effort need to escape to try and deny all of them being on the floor. As Gen.G looking for another date at MSI, and another date.
Again, Gen.G, 8,000 gold lead, and so close to taking that
Gen.G
final.
built up for themselves, and the Rebel Baron power play is only at 1,500 for the moment. They've wiped out every single outer turret, and the inhibitors are the only things still defended so far for KT, who are now circling the drain. Canyon going to be taking down this dragon, and that is going to be Mountain Soul with quad Mountain Drakes. And I'd say that that is probably a decent way to win the game.
It's pretty good. It's pretty nice. It's
pros column, put that one in the pros column.
For sure. It's going to make it very hard for KT, who already has such a deficit, to cut through these members of Gen.G.
All right, looking for the angle there. There's a wild growth on to Ruler, who gets the protection, and KT just do not have the options. Chovy turns it into an engage as he self-ults onto the turret. They take down Effort, but Duro's dead as well. There goes Ruler, and now it's Aiming's turn to try and get this damage down. BDD getting the work done himself as he can walk through the base gate. The Death Ray is named well as Keen will go down, and Perfect just slinks away. Only Canyon and Chovy left alive, and maybe we spoke a little too soon about KT's demise.
And Gen.G think they found the turnaround play after they go for the engage onto play so far forward. Ruler steps up and ends up getting clipped there by the laser into the follow-up from Cuz to take him down. And without that Xayah, suddenly the damage feels a bit lacking for Gen.G. You see Canyon nearly takes down Perfect.
Now the Baron is being started up by Gen.G, even though KT know it's going to be so hard for them to do anything about it, as the Claw is not going to be followed once again.
Gone.
Perfect gets in there, and there is the Baron. It's just gone. Gen.G take it.
I will say Baron, not the biggest concern when Elder is on the card, so KT will back away here and try and regain control. Chaos Storm nearly back up again for BDD.
Yep, you cannot lose anyone though, otherwise it's just going to be free Elder as Perfect, he might be going down. Canyon managing to land those daggers, slicing and dicing.
Oh, the blast
and Cuz trying to get himself out of there. He flashes to get away. There are 2 GAs, so these low health members will keep themselves alive. But they do want to take those big cooldowns, and Canyon's dead! Cataclysm comes in, and it's a double for Aiming. Perfect is now trying to fight this as he goes down to his GA. And Ruler and Chovy and Keen, I think they're just going to try and look to end the game because they've lost their smite, and Elder is up.
BDD walking forward, looking for Ruler here.
Oh my goodness, this is so precarious. This is so awkward because Gen.G have just kind of obliterated the base. And so KT, they need someone to defend, but they also need to take this Elder off the map before respawns come in.
Okay, Perfect's there. They should be able to defend this top inhibitor. 2 down, it's not good, but it's not the end of the game. And they now have the Elder secured, which it's a big boost in power. Can they make use of it in this next 2 minutes 20? There was the big
crystalline overgrowth does a lot of damage there to the turret.
So as much as the flash going down seems bad for Gen.G, it actually distracted KT away from the tower, and it meant they have to wait for another wave. It's just buying more and more time. The tower's going to go down anyway.
Yeah.
They are stalling KT out as well as they can. The Baron buff is gone, so they don't have that available. But despite getting that all-powerful buff, haven't been able to translate into too much on.
Oh no, it's flash from BDD. He's not able to get over the wall, but he's still able to do a lot of damage before he dies. But Chovy answers! Massive Frozen Tomb on himself. He goes golden as well. And now Duro gets in there, but everyone does make themselves scarce, gets out of the way, but the Lulu not going to survive. Aiming, trying to fight this one as he does kill the doggo, but now everyone else is dead. And Aiming will be able to chase down Duro potentially, but Ruler will be there with the damage. and aiming, just realizing that he has to try and do this one by himself. Chovy teleports to the enemy base, and he's going to look to finish this one once and for all. A 3-0 for GEN.G off the back of this man in the mid lane. Oh my goodness, GEN.G, what a performance in the end there. They may have lost the Elder Drake, but Chovy knew how to take it back. And that's a 3-0 domination from GEN.G here today.
There was definitely moments throughout these games where KT